Coach Kopak here with another race analysis. This time we're taking a look at our girls 200-yard medley relay from the state meet of earlier this year. This way we kind of get a sample size of 4 different swimmers and their primary strokes. So off the start we have Lila swimming the backstroke leg. Oh, pause it. So when she comes up for a start, she's in a real nice neutral position. She's not crunched over into a ball. She's not with a giant arch in her back. Her head's in a real natural position. It's not, tucked chin to chest. It's not with the back of her head touching her back. So I really like her positioning on the start, on the wall anyways. When she comes here, she does a nice job throwing her head back. I think she can get a little more arch in her back. That would allow her to really flick up her legs at the end. She does it. It's hard to see, but she does a little bit. But we can add even more emphasis to it. Really, hard to see her here. Lila kills it on both walls in this race, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So this is a real good breakout. She comes out real explosive. If you see right here, look at her right arm. She's very shallow with it, and it's a big issue. We talked with her a lot about it this year. I think it was more evident in her, the longer the race was, but even here you can see. We'll see on the second half how it looks. Comes into the flip turn real nice and low. Comes in real close to the wall, and she's just gonna kill it here. Absolutely destroy everybody. Real nice on the breakout. Explosive. It could be a little quick with that left arm, I think. Okay, so now take a look at her right arm. Let's back up. So you can see the splash right here next to her. Right here. That's coming from her arm being so shallow. She's taking a stroke essentially at the surface of the water. So her rotation is fine. It's just the placement of the arm. We can play around with rotation, the placement, everything. But we can get a lot deeper on that arm. It seems to be mainly the right arm, if I remember. I mean, certainly on this video, it's the right arm. So we come in for the exchange. Real nice dive back here by Lila to finish. Liliana comes in. Her feet are just slightly apart here. Actually, let's take a look at. I think you can see her. Yeah. So here on Liliana's actual relay start, let's back up even more. She's in a pretty nice position here. I'd like to see a little more bend in the knees. Really get down, lock and loaded. I can't see her feet placement from this angle. She does a nice job swinging around, but she comes up so high. I don't think that's quite necessary. Did she take a step? Yeah, one step. Okay, and then she jumps off with her feet apart there. Okay, and I'm not going to be able to really see her breaststroke pull out from this angle. Okay, so here's the breakout. So she's going to break out. Oh, lordy. She comes out really, really high there. I mean, that's like belly buttons borderline coming out of the water. We're looking straight at the bulkhead. It's very, very vertical. It's not where we want to be. And then overall, oops, I don't know what button I just hit. Overall, very, very high stroke. I mean, we're coming all the way out of the water. You see here. I mean, her arms are coming. Yeah, I mean, her whole arm is almost out of the water here at this point. We got to get a lot lower with Liliana and really reduce the head movements. I mean, she's district champion, so if I can tear her apart like this, and she's still district champion, that's a pretty good problem to have. We come into the wall. She doesn't really. She kind of grabs the wall with her fingertips, and she's pulling up, and she's coming up way too high. This arm is swinging above the bulkhead even, so we can really tighten up that turn. She's just spinning her wheels here. It's a 50 breaststroke. Okay. Same thing. Head movements is too much. We're coming up really high. This seems to be a little bit lower than it was. Maybe she's calmed down here. It's a little bit lower on this 25, which is good. I guess first 25 are really excited, but we still can come. We can still get it even lower than that. All right, so I can't really see Meriden's takeoff here. Yeah, I can't see Meriden at all. All right, so Meriden, we have a real limited range of motion on these dolphin kicks. And we're breaking out pretty late here. I mean, we're basically at the surface. We haven't even taken a stroke yet. At the start this year with Meriden, we worked a lot on My dog's playing with the door stop. We worked a lot with Meriden establishing a second kick. She was basically doing one kick for like at least half the season per stroke on butterfly. So here she's doing a second job of having that second kick, and it starts to fade as the race goes on. Let's take a look. Oh, that's a long turn. So she takes this last stroke. She knows it's her last stroke, so she like dives for the wall. We got to adjust her strokes way outside of that. That's a pretty low turn. We worked on her turns a lot as well. That's one of her better turns that she had this season. Again, limited kicks on the underwater. And then here, when she's breathing, she basically doesn't have a second kick at all. And then it's pretty mild when her head is down. So we got to continue to work on that second kick. Arm placement wise, let's take a look. It's pretty good. She exits by the hips, does a nice swing around, entering right in line with her shoulders. Her breath, she's taking that breath and getting her head down well before her arms ever make contact with this in front of her. So I'm good with all of that. Then we come into the finish here. No breath into the wall, good. Sophia's taking off a freestyle. Real powerful kick driving from the hips. She's going to split 24 here. So her arms, in the last video I did her 200 freestyle. You can see her arm stroke is almost identical to how it was in the 200. Now she's just increased the tempo. Breath into the wall. No. Breaststroke turn. I mean, in her 200, she's taking 11 meters in between breaths, but then here in the 50, she's breathing pretty close to the wall. I don't think that was entirely necessary. Nice low turn. That was a really great flip. Breakout, good. Doesn't breathe off the wall. Yeah. So she's really sacrificing her upper arm in order to place her hand just the way she likes it. I'd like to play around with that this year with her. It's the same across the board, it appears, on her distances. Real nice. She's not going to breathe into the wall here. All right, good race. That was in finals, so we had Lila Foote split 26-7. That's pretty competitive with probably top 5 relays leadoffs in the state. Lily G 33-7, Meriden Black 26-5, and Sophia anchoring it with a 24-8. All real good splits. Everyone kind of flirted with where they had been in the previous meets. We never broke 150 this year. I think next year we can definitely break 150 and get competitive and even more competitive and push for that our school record even. So anyways, good race.